What's going on? Just recording I guess, kind of a vlog, not really, but walking and talking. Let's see or discuss. I guess the last week's been pretty crazy. I had a win at the Battle of the Bay, which is like the I wasn't expecting it. I mean, the expectation for this season was to try to make it to Worlds again, qualify for it, and have a good time. Bring in a better conditioning and better look than I did last year. And, I succeeded in that at my first show here, so I was already really happy, and I ended up winning that show as well. I was a pro in that federation, but my conditioning I wasn't happy with when I won it, and that's not to like disparage how I won it or anything like that. It's just like I had it something when you have a look that you want to bring to stage and you don't get it. I don't know about others, but for me, it was disappointing in that regard. I mean, I was happy. Don't get me wrong about winning, but uh, yeah. So, but that's beside the point. Um, the year that I competed, which was last year, was a rough year to begin with, anyway. So this year's been a completely different year, completely different approach and everything, in a better spot mentally, headspace, and all that. And 1,000% it contributes to how I have been able to maintain this prep and everything. And in addition to that, having a coach, right? Coach Jeff is amazing. Being on an actual team, having some camaraderie, just overall, just fantastic. Uh, Going into the actual show, traveling was fairly smooth. Wasn't We arrived on Friday, had a little bit of time to kill, got something to eat. Actually, it was not just something, it was actually really good. It was crab louie at the Anchor Oyster Company, I think, something like that, in San Francisco. And then rushed back over to Fremont to do the polygraph and get my tan. She followed on Instagram, and you probably saw the meals and all of that. And then got up fairly early, just because, we're on Pacific time already, so I was already 2 hours earlier. But got to take a bowel movement, and I was happy about that. And then get another quick hour of sleep. So I was up at 2:30, and then went back to bed around 3:30, and then up at no, maybe not. 30 minutes. Back up, awake around 3:30, and that was the start of the day. Felt like a long day. Had a lot of fun running around, just going back and forth between backstage and to the audience. My wife was chilling in the audience, watching the whole thing. We normally, I say we, I normally go on stage first thing. I don't know. Most of the shows at bodybuilding is towards the beginning, first half, at least in the first half. And so, usually done by 10, 11. This time they had us go on afternoon, and it was already 12:30. No. That was later than that. It was 1 o'clock, 1:30 went on, and then do the judging, and then you wait the other weight classes, the middleweights, the heavyweights, and then they do the presentation. So then I think if I had the order right, and they tell you what place you're in, and then you stick around for the overall, or I stuck around for the overall, and then I went up against the middleweight and the heavyweight, and ended up winning that. So that's how I got the pro card. So that's how that works. If there were more people in my class, there were 5. I think it's 8. If there were 8 people in my class, then I would have been able to just qualify as a pro in my class alone if I got first and I didn't have to go to the overall. So that's how that would have worked. But now that means that the next show for the Most Mayhem, I gotta compete as a pro, and or just compete. I don't have to win anything or place or anything like that. Just actually go and compete to compete at Worlds in 2 weeks after the Mayhem. So Mayhem is November 8th, and the pro show for Worlds is on a Sunday, which I believe is the 23rd. So we'll be getting there on both days. Well, I'll be getting at the Mayhem on the 23rd, and that show is going to be much more. I'm going to be filming more content. I'll be alone, so I won't have much to do other than entertain myself for those couple of days, for Thursday, Friday, and then of course Saturday show day, Sunday. Hopefully be able to hang out, do something fun. I'm not sure what there is to do in Sacramento, but I know that there's probably going to be some competitors that aren't leaving on Sundays, probably leave on Monday like I do, and go from there. So yeah, I mean, that's the schedule for that. Looking forward to it. I'm kind of overwhelmed about competing in that show because there are so many people that I'll be on stage with that I've been following for so long, and it's just going to be a weird experience seeing people that are still as mentors to me in the natural bodybuilding world, and I'll be sharing a stage with them, which is an honor, a blessing. Super grateful to have that opportunity, and it's just a weird feeling, almost like an imposter syndrome type thing. Yeah, it's something. This is something that I've been working towards for a long time. Getting on stage the very first time was just an outlandish goal that I never had any intention of making it just really the centerpiece of my life as an adult, and it has been nothing but bringing blessings to my life. Everything about the sport has enhanced it, and eternally grateful for the type of the way that a person can develop within the sport. And it's probably in a lot of athletics, but I know that bodybuilding in general is a very solo endeavor for the most part. So you're the only one guiding the ship, so to speak. You can have a coach and everything, but most of the time you're by yourself making those decisions of, do you stop a set short, rep short? Do you put on extra weight? Do you take off extra weight? Are you more conservative? Do you try and push through an injury? Do you eat the extra cookie? Do you not eat the extra cookie? Do you make the decision? Blah, blah, blah. Like all of those things, it's a day in, day out. It's an entirely, completely encompassing lifestyle that I'm in love with. And I can't get enough of it. I mean, the past 16 years, have not always done everything the right way, but everything has pretty much always been centered around some kind of training and diet decision that would be more conducive to bodybuilding than not. Doesn't mean that I never drank, never partied, never did any of that in those 16 years. I did, but I knew in the back of my mind this wasn't the right choice to be making all the time, and it would weigh on me. And so I still tried to make better choices, and that's part of what I really appreciate about it, because not only does prep can bring out the worst in you, but if you are able to get beyond the first couple preps where most people let that overtake them, and we all get hangry, we all get moody. But after a couple preps, you start to embrace things and understand that this is just the way things are, and you accept them, and can't change them. And that can carry over into life if you let it. And that can be a game changer for life. Just allowing things to be. And that's something that my coach has really helped me get cemented in my brain, is that in order to be at an elite level, it's a requirement to do that. Because if you focus on one aspect of it, whether that's you can't train because your lower body weight, or you can't push the weights because your lower body weight, or you can't eat something because you're restricted, or you can't, whatever, you're hungry, right? Then that's just gonna just destroy anything in your day, because you're just gonna fixate on that. You're not gonna like so. Just rambling, obviously. That's what this was. It's a bunch of rambling, but that is what it boils down to. Just accepting what the old adage, right? Accept what you cannot change, and focus on the things that are in your control, or something like that. I butchered it. I can't think right now. But yeah, so that kind of wanted to talk about that. Talked a little bit about Battle of the Bay, Muscle Mayhem, training, and diet right now is going well. Same training split. Nothing's really changed there. The diet has been adjusted. I am getting 2 refeeds and having 5 low days. And these are at 1650 calories. So 175 protein, 150 carb, 40 fats. 5 days, 2 days of refeeds, Saturday, Sunday. Bump up the carbs double, so 300. Keep protein and fat pretty much the same. So that's going to be fun. Tomorrow, Saturday, I get to do that. And I am at a new low weight of about, I would say, not carb depleted, probably in the ballpark of like 139 and a half, somewhere in there. Like just a smidge under 140. Because it's not fair to really judge the weight I'm at without having the carbs that I normally do, because that's what I'd normally be having. Right now it's the depleted state. So, I've weighed in at 137 after a long couple of days of low carb, and then getting like 40,000 steps in 2 days in San Francisco. So we did 26 or 27, 27,000 steps on Sunday, and another 14,000 the next day, because we traveled back, so we walked around the airport, and my careless ass walked out of security and had to come back in, so I had to literally run outside of the airport and come back in and go through check-in. And my lovely wife had the unfortunate experience of coming from the very last gate of the terminal with all of our luggage to come give me my ID, because I was walking around without my ID. So any of you other people, or bozos like me, remember, if you go on a walk, try and get some steps in at the airport, bring your ID just in case you zone out, prep brain, looking down at your phone. This guy, that happens to you. You end up walking up. So, sorry baby, I don't know if you're gonna watch this. That mistake. You already know. So that was fun. And yeah, that next day I came in at like 137. So that was really low. But I've been 138.6. Probably tomorrow I'll probably get maybe a little bit lower, just because it's tail end of the 5 low days, maybe 138.4 or something like that. I'm curious to see what Saturday and Sunday's gonna shape up, because I'm the type of person that when I get more food, I'm more active, and I tend to be going around and doing stuff. But we'll see how that goes. hopefully it propels me into the next week to have some more training juice and get after it again, recharge the batteries. But that's the plan. And what am I going to eat tomorrow? A bunch of just light fruit and simple carbs. I'm not sure. Didn't really go grocery shopping for anything in particular. I really enjoy the food that we have here, which I love oatmeal. Do have a little bit of Rice Krispie cereal, which is great. And then, what else? You know, that kind of reminds me I should make a few creamies right after I get off this. Maybe have one, have two, one on Saturday, one on Sunday. Or yogurt. Actually, I'd switch it up and do creamies during the week because the yogurt has carbs in it. And kind of messes up my numbers at night by eating yogurt because it's like 8 to 16 grams of carbs that I don't have to spare every night. But the creamies, if I use almond milk, there's no carbs in it. And yeah, I can do that. Let's see. Might have to get Utopia again because the lactose-free HEB one is higher carb. It's not as low sugar. Or I could just switch to almond milk. We'll see how that tastes. I'll test it out. Might be better because it's more fat content. But that's the game plan. Thanks for listening. And I will probably see you in a couple weeks. No, not a couple weeks. A couple days.